Good day to all the KLR lovers. My name is Nico Coleman and I'm a new addition to the KLR lovers of Gauteng. I posted a photo on the other day. There's a KLR I bought maybe a year ago, and when I bought it, it was really faded. It was old farmers. It was standing in the sun, totally almost white, and I brought it over and I did some research and I found the best method of getting the new color out of your existing plastics. Well, at least to get the original color out of your plastic. I believe it will work on any color of plastics, as it is a right through base on the ATV plastics. I've experimented a bit with respraying it, but that tends to start peeling over time if it's not done correctly. So this method I found was the most efficient. You'll probably have to do it maybe once every 2 years, because as you're driving in the sun, it will start fading a bit faster, as it's not the original anymore. But at least your bike will look, for a long period of it, will look like it looked when it came out of the factory. Okay, a few things you will have to need to start with is water-based sandpaper. Now, I experimented a bit with the sandpaper to get the process a bit faster, but realized there's no shortcuts you can take. So I've got two sets of sandpaper here. The one is a P180 grade and the other one is a P320 grade. I'm going to use my finger guards today. They don't look too bad, a bit scratched as I was testing out sandpapers, but maybe today we can get most of those little scratches out. On the inside you can see it's still a bit faded, but we'll sort that out during the process. Also, what you're going to need is two cloths, one for drying and one for cleaning off the impurities with the liquid thinners. The other thing you're going to need is your liquid thinners, or turpentine will also work, to get all the impurities out. It's advised, if you take after you washed it with the thinners, is to put it in an unventilated space so no wind can blow any dust on it. Then you're going to need a bucket of water just to rinse it off while you're sanding with the water-based sandpaper, to see if you get all the little spots. Then you're going to need a burner. Now there's two methods of using this. You can use a gas burner, as what I've got here, or you can use a heat gun. The heat gun will take a bit longer, but it's if you're uncomfortable working the burner, investing in a heat gun will be a better buy. It takes a bit longer, but you can get more even and smoother results at the end of the day. With the gas burner, it's a much quicker method, but it takes quite a sleight of hand, as you can melt your fairings fairly easy. I've did do some damage on my KLR, but luckily I could sort that out fairly quickly with the gas heater. But as I said, it's up to you. I advise to get a heat gun, as it will be a safer way of doing so. But the gas burner I will be using today, but it will have similar results in the end. Okay, let's get started. Okay, here I have my 180p sandpaper, my little finger guard, and put it in the water there, and then start sanding. Okay. When you got the most of the white off, you'll see clearly when it's wet. You can clearly see if there's any white spots still of the old plastic left, but you'll feel it's a bit rough. It looks a bit matte. So now I'm just going to go over to the P320, give it once or twice over just to get most of the roughness out, and then yes, then we can clean it. Just drying it off to get most of the water off, otherwise it takes too long to dry. And to continue with cleaning it with the liquid thinners and the turpentine. There we go. You'll see it will, after you dry it, it will give like a powdery finish as it dries. It will go white again, but don't stress about it. You'll see after you clean it with thinners and burnt it, that won't be an issue. This process is the most attentive process, as you have to get into every nook and cranny, because after you've sanded it, and if you didn't sand it properly, if you missed any white of the old faded pieces, when you burn it, it will make white waves. White plastic will melt and it will stay white, and you're going to have that marks, and you have to start all over again, sand the whole thing again, clean it again, start from scratch. So it takes some time. It took me about a week to finish my bike, due to I did a piece every night in the evening, spent like an hour or two in sanding only, and then cleaning and burning it at the same time. I didn't leave after I finished it with the thinners for the next day, as it will collect dust eventually. So it's advised to, after you clean it with the thinners and left it to dry, go just feel it, see if it's dry. There's no thinner spots on it anymore, then you're going to go ahead and burn it. So let's move over and give this a good clean with the liquid thinners. Okay, now we're at the spot. You'll see it's nice and dry now off the water. So we can start with the thinners, clean cloth. Just get it clean. You'll see immediately it will almost give like a nice reddish matte coloring to it. They say you can also leave it like this matte color, you don't need to burn it. But to get that white off, I advise to give it a good burn. As you can see, it will start looking quite nicely. You'll see there's a bit of red that comes off, all the little particles on there. Okay, now I'm going to take a little break, put this inside the house so it can dry out nicely, all the tips can dry off, otherwise you will set your whole fairing on a light when you try doing this if there's still thinners on you. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, I think this is actually quite dry enough. Now we're going to start burning. The trick with the burning is you need to make slow motions over the plastic to don't let it start burning immediately. You'll see you'll go over once, twice, 3 times, 4 times even, and you'll see the plastic will start melting. As you can see, if I can bring it a bit closer, you can see how it was sanded. And now let's see what it does when we start burning it. Let's give it a few seconds just to cool down a bit, otherwise you start bending and walking your fenders. As you can see, if I bring it closer, all the original color come nicely through, and you've got a brand new homemade fairing. Let's do the inside. After, let's just give it a few minutes to give it a cool down. Just a precaution, just remember you're working with gas and flames. Your plastics will get hot. Try to balance them at least so they don't lie on their own weight, because they will bend down. As you can see now, how nice looks that. Like I said, this whole process takes a while to complete. Ladies and gents, that is my take on how I got my KLR 650s fairings back into more or less the original color. Now, unfortunately, you won't get all the scratches out because of old age and wear and tear, but at least you'll get it semi back to how it used to be. Hope this was informative. You can contact me on Facebook, you can comment on this video on the group, and I'll be more than happy to help with any questions as far as my knowledge and my research took me. Hope this was helpful. Have a nice day and good riding.